but kind of make people feel a little bit better about how things are going. Maybe take their mind off things. So there's a lot more of the dance-friendly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like the other side of the coin. The 80s are back, but it's the lighter, happier 80s.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because and where I got the name, the Euro Theatre, was from a song I was streaming on. I had a online radio station, and they played a song by a band called The Fix, and it's called Stand or Fall. And I think that was released in '83 or something like that. And anyway, so I discovered this song, not long ago before I started this project. And in the middle of it, they were calling out the Euro Theatre, and that song was about, war in Europe and Cold War and stuff like that. And you had some of those darker elements in the '80s that you say, yeah, and a lot of people now only capture some more of the poppier, positive side, the fluoro side, yeah. So, yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, as far as with Euro Theatre, how do you find people respond to that on a tour versus King George? Like, what kind of, are the crowds different? Are they similar, or what do you notice?
Well, with the Euro Theatre, this is the first sort of tour, and I only played the first show in Sydney last week, I think, and the tour continues tomorrow and the week after, and but so far with the one show, it's a bit different. I think people might look and say, to me, it's myself, a keyboard, a computer, and a microphone, and that's all. So it's very different. And I think with the Euro Theatre, I think it's more about people just, enjoying a bit of dance music and not really as intense as King George. Some of the stuff in King George can be a bit, intense, and obviously rock music and a lot more emotional, whereas the Euro Theatre is a bit more dancey. So what I've seen and what I expect from the rest of the shows will be, I think, a bit of, just dancing, people having a good time, I think. So, but I guess we'll see. I just don't know what to expect from this point on. So, yeah.
Oh, I like I said, I enjoy this music, but I did not realize you're on your own. I figured you are had a few people behind you doing this whole thing.
No.
So that's it. Wow. Okay.
It's solo, and it feels really weird. At the same time, it's exciting because I guess I don't have to rely on people as well, which is good. It's just me getting it, trying to piece it all together and get it right. But a little bit lonely, but it's fun. So, but with King George, though, we are in the studio now recording a new single, so that'll probably come out later in the year or early next year. So, being around the guys is good fun as well. So it's a good mix-up between the Euro Theatre, being on my own, and King George, playing it up with the rest of the other three guys.
So since now you got Euro Theatre and King George, is there going to be some kind of a mix in there somehow in your new album?
Well... I wouldn't mind remixing some King George stuff. I think it'd be good. It'd be really interesting to do a few remixes, a King George song as the Euro Theatre. Mm-hmm. But I think I'll sort of wait and see. Maybe drop in an extra track or two. Mm-hmm. When I end up releasing a Euro Theatre album. But I'd love to do that because I think Euro Theatre, there will be an album, a proper album. At the moment, I've only got singles out. But I think it'd be really good if I could get an album out and do that, and of course then soldier on with King George. So.
Woohoo! Defected said the 80s styles EPM that some instrumental bands are one of their own styles, which is completely true.
Some of them have relied on particular kind of 80s sound for the life of their music, and they've been around quite a while. So for some of these electronic musicians, the 80s never really went away.
No, never.
No, it's true. I mean, to think that I discovered Depeche Mode in the 90s, and before they had those hits in the 80s, with Enjoy the Silence and all those other ones. And the thing is, bands like that, people think that they've gone, but they're still going in Europe, and people realise, it's Depeche Mode still. They're playing arenas in up until 2 years ago when they had an album out, and people just don't know. But they're just still doing their thing, which is so cool.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see. Like, I had kind of let them drop off my radar for a little bit after in the early mid '90s, because as I was kind of growing up and finding my music styles and things, I wasn't paying as much attention to the landscape, and I picked them back up in the earlier 2000s, like probably 2002, 2003, and I was really amazed. I was like, they're still kind of doing the same thing, but it still sounds relatively fresh. It doesn't sound stale. It doesn't sound like it's been overdone. It's they're doing their thing and they're keeping it interesting.
Yeah. It's good. It's good to see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have time for one more song with you before we have to let you go. We don't have to, but we got to. So you have sent me 3 songs of your new album with Euro Theater. So you get to pick it. So I got Believe. I got Believe.
Yeah.
Disco Misco.
Disco Misco. Yeah.
Yep. And then Forever. So which one do you want everyone to listen to?
I think Believe, because that's what the tour I'm doing now is called the Believe Tour. So and that's been a fairly popular tune. So
okay, you got it.
Cool.
All right. Okay. Don't go away. We'll play Believe, and then we'll come right back with King George. So don't go away.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. someone to give away. You told me to believe in one love. You told me to believe in one love. Do you remember? Did you surrender?
Alright. This show, let's talk about the music, and that is Spider, and that's Your Theater, featuring King George. Just found out that it was actually all him. So before we let you go, we like to give a chance for musicians to ask me and Spider some questions.
How do you two know each other?
Well, I was one of the first musicians, well, not really first musicians on the show, but one of the first musicians involved with the show.
Mm-hmm.
I had been on Music Submit and kind of really downtrodden trying to get my music heard. And Shells was very persistent after hearing it about having me on the show, which had not started yet at the time. But it worked out pretty good, I think, because here we are.
Yeah.
And do you get along?
No.
Do you have that chemistry, maybe similar to, Mulder and Scully on X-Files or
that's probably pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, very close. Yeah, we get along.
They're romantically linked, though.
Yeah, Spider and I are not that way at all.
I was going to start a rumor. They could have gotten.
I noticed
it's
that.
A controversy.
Yeah, see, controversy. He's catching on quick.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Yeah, as far as I know, it'll be spreading all through Australia. Yeah. Spider and Shells, Country for Talk Show. They're an item. No, we're not.
Yeah.
Long distance. Very, very
very long distance. Maybe in a music kind of a world, but no.
That's funny.
Yep. All right. Okay, well, it was awesome to have you on the show, and you are welcome back anytime. So when you have your new album come out, let me know, and we'll get you back on the show, okay?
Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure talking to you both, and I'd love to come on again, and thanks again.
You're very welcome.
Definitely.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, we'll be right back with Zirp in about a half an hour, so don't go away. And Spider has This Day in Music, and we'll talk about upcoming shows. And then we'll have Zirp. Don't go away.
Yes.
Hi, this is Dave from Cajun Co. We're based in Newcastle upon Tyne in the United Kingdom, and you're listening to Let's Talk About the Music. Enjoy the show, enjoy the music, and let the world flow.
Woohoo! Let's Talk About the Music is starting.
What is Let's Talk About the Music, and why are you so excited about it?
It's a podcast with controversial talk and a global mix of music.
Oh, cool. How and where can I listen?
Just go to letstalkaboutthemusic.com and click follow to be sure to get all the info about the bands that are playing and see their music videos. Then click on Spreaker or iTunes to listen live and even chat with other listeners and the host herself.
What day and time is Let's Talk About the Music on?
Every Wednesday night from 8 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time.
I think I'll tune in. Thanks for the info. Join us here July 27th on Let's Talk About the Music for a night of musician philosophy. We'll be discussing life as a musician, playing shows, tour follies, and how music can impact the human soul. With our guests, Sean Marquette of Maximus, Sean Segura from Serial Obsession, and from Spider and